always so excited about the Vibrazioni Proseccos or sparkling wines. These are so good. I tried them for the first time on Gourmet Holiday when these debuted with Jen and Alberti. And I am a self-professed wine snob. I was studying to become a sommelier before I came here to QVC and worked in the wine and beverage and liquor business for many, many years at a very, very high level. So when these came about, I was like, okay, let's see what you got. Because these are true sparkling Italian wines from Hemispheres, which they've been around for about 40 years. And what they do is they cut the middleman out, but they bring us premium wines. These wines come from Veneto, Italy, and they are all from award-winning winemakers. Now, 3 different types of bottles is what you're going to get. If you choose the 3 bottles, you're going to get 1 bottle each. 1 bottle of the Prosecco, DOC, which stands for Designation of Controlled Origin, a sparkling ice white, and a sparkling rosé. They are all delicious and elegant. Now, if you want to double that, where you'll get 2 of each flavor, 2 rosé, 2 ice white, and 2 Proseccos, then you can do that for a Christmas and July price of $105.98. It's a stock up and save about $14, $21.20 on your 5 easy pays. Ships now, one of the few items that ships now for your summertime celebrations, because bubbles are always appropriate. Also ships the week of November 3rd or December 8th. So at either a $12 or $21.20 easy pay. It's M136003. Jen Kovich, cheers to you, my friend.
Cheers to you. And I love that you started with that beautiful Prosecco because like you said, there is no time that is not appropriate for a little bit of bubbly, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's the truth.
I love it. That's right. So what I love most about ours is that they are super, super refreshing. You would think that sparkling wine, well, one sparkling wine is just so much like another, and that is so not true. This is a perfect example, giving you not only the Prosecco, but the rosé and the ice white, which is really more of that sparkling white wine. So it really is more reminiscent of a champagne, so much different than a Prosecco. And you'll see that here in just a moment as we pour these glasses out, and you can really tell that from the color. But what I love about our Prosecco is, of course, it has these beautiful floral aromas, but yet you're getting a beautiful citrus and green apple flavor with this one. This is fantastic to partner with any fish. We just had those crab cakes earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I would do this all day, every day with that beautiful fish. But then it's also wonderful with just a basic salad, grilled chicken. And this is something that really is kind of perfect even for now and not just the holidays, Julia.
Look at those refined bubbles. That's when you can tell that it's been done the right way, when they're fine and when they're consistent.
That's exactly what I was going to say. They're very, very persistent. These are bubbles that never seem to stop. Yet it has a very, very clean finish. It's not overly acidic. It's a nice and smooth drink. So it gives you that clean finish. And there's no aftertaste or odd mouthfeel. A lot of times Prosecco can be a little tricky when it gives you that odd mouthfeel after the fact. And
sometimes they can also be overly sweet. Clean. They can be a little yeasty on the finish. So it just depends. But when you have like these award-winning winemakers out of Veneto, Italy, it has to be from Italy for it to be called Prosecco, just like it has to be from France to be called Champagne. So this is something really, really special. The packaging is gorgeous. I'm going to get in on the Prosecco while you pour. That's the only one I have. I brought it from home.
Oh, no. Yeah. Now the rosé is gorgeous. If you like rosé, this is rosé all day, honey. This is not going to disappoint. So this one's exceptional. It has a very fresh strawberry and raspberry note, but the surprise ingredient is it has a kiss of citrus at the end, which I really, really love. And you'll notice too, again, the bubbles, they're absolutely gorgeous, very refined. This one is probably the sweetest of all 3 of the bottles.
I agree.
But right? This one is so, so good, but it's fantastic. Even if with just a basic pizza, if you want to make pizza and you're just looking for a nice bubbly, the nice thing about bubbly is that it's always refreshing, right?
Right.
Because you serve it super, super chilled. It's always going to be ready to enjoy. It's just fantastic.
I mean, sparkling makes everything better. Just
does. It makes it
whether
fun.
Like you're celebrating something wonderful or you just want a little pick-me-up and you want some sparkles on a Sunday afternoon sitting outside on the deck. When you pick up the 6-bottle count, where you get 2 of each, 2 of the rosé, 2 of the prosecco, and 2 of the ice white, it works out to be $17.66 a bottle. For this to be imported from Italy, Veneto, Italy, where these come from, this packaging, this at a liquor store or a wine store, something like this elegant and this refined, it would be $30, $40, $50. This is $17 and change a bottle on that 6 count. This is what you bring as the hostess gift. This is what you drink on Christmas morning. I always like to open a bottle of champagne on Christmas morning. Every year.
Yes.
While opening presents while
We
still
do
in
the same
pajamas and
thing.
eat chocolate. Like that's everything. That's everything. That's what Christmas morning to me is all about. This ships for free. Now, do we know how many states this ships to?
No, we do have the map, however.
Okay.
So if we can find that map and post that, I don't remember the count of states
I
that
don't
it is.
either. Okay. Well, if we can find the map,
I'm
then
so
we will
sorry.
show.
I
We're going to
should
check
know
on
that.
QVC.com. But this is your summer celebrations because this is one of the few items that we have available to ship now, all the way through your
Yes.
holiday celebrations and beyond. There is no auto delivery. So this ships now or the week of November 3rd or the week of December 8th. It's M136003. Your choice of 3 bottles where you get 1 of each, 1 of the rosé, 1 of the prosecco, which is a DOC, which means it has to meet standards and requirements of the region, and 1 of the ice white. We're going to show the shipping map and then we'll get into that 3rd one. Oh, there's just a few that don't make it. All right.
Yes,
Everywhere else,
right?
we're in the clear, my friends. Shop away.
That's awesome. Yes, that is awesome. You know, and I love that you've already pointed out there's really no wrong time to have, whether it be Prosecco or an ice white. In this case, it's very similar to a champagne, which we love to make mimosas every Christmas morning. Just like you like to pop a nice bottle of bubbly rosé. It's fantastic. This ice white is exceptional. What I love most about this is it has a very, very layering experience. So what I mean by that is when you bring it to the nose, you're immediately going to smell fresh green apple. However, when you take that sip, you're really getting more of a pear and melon flavor. So it really gives you this layering effect. Now, a wine that has been done well will do that for you. You'll smell something, and then when you take that sip, you're like, well, no, now I'm getting XYZ. And that's what you can expect here with all of them. There's always going to be a surprise element, a surprise flavor here. And in this case, it's that pear and melon. So all of these being very fruit forward, not overly acidic. The persistent bubbles are exceptional. But then also, there's really no wrong way of doing this. So a lot of times we say, okay, well, with steak or red meat, we have to have red wine. Well, there are no rules when it comes to sparkling wine.
Drink what you want, when you want, how you want.
That's
Your
right.
palate is unique to you. But, you know, that's why Jen is here. She's our fancy foodie to help walk you through the tasting notes. That's why I'm here, because this was my passion for so long. And I still might go for that sommelier, just like level 1, just to say I finished that.
I think you
did it.
should.
Yeah, maybe one of these days I'll do it. Look, you're getting all 3 flavors, no matter what, either 1 bottle of each or 2 bottles of each. That Prosecco DOC, which is the designation that it needs to fit all the requirements. The rosé, which is so delightful and summery, and that ice white. So either 3 bottles, 1 of each, or 2 bottles of each. Stock up and save is almost $14. But this just takes all the guesswork out of it too. Going through those like endless aisles of sparkling wines and champagnes and Italian sparkling, and you're just kind of lost. Like, I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. You show up with this, it looks luxe out the gate. And I know it shouldn't be about the label, but it's about the label, let's be honest. And in this case,
So,
it's
Julie,
about all of the label, like the entire bottle plus the foil.
Yes, and I'm so glad that you mentioned that. A couple things, if I may go back for a moment. You said wandering aimlessly in that wine aisle. A lot of us would do that. And furthermore, we would buy based on how beautiful that label was, thinking, okay, if the label's beautiful, it's got to be good, right? I've been left disappointed so many times, too many times, in fact. And some of these bottles are a huge investment. This is what I love. You are getting wine from Hemispheres. Now, yes, it's Vibrazioni. That is the brand, that is the vineyard that we're working with for this assortment. But you're getting the wine from Hemispheres. We've been doing this for 40 years. For more than 40 years, we've been curating these beautiful wine collections so the customer doesn't have to worry about what's a good wine, what's not good, what is more too acidic, what's going to work with this, what's going to work with that. We have you covered. We've heard from our customers, you love sweet and you love bubbly. We're giving you 3 very different wines, all with bubbles, that beautiful label.
Love that. Pop the
all with a
vibe.
wonderful, right? Pop
I didn't
the
notice
vibe.
that before.
Exactly.
Pop the vibe. That's right.
And I love that you said these are exquisite bottles. They're, dare I say, sexy.
They are
They're
sexy.
beautiful. You take these to a party, eyebrows are going to raise. And I love saying that because it's just a wonderful experience. This is one of those where you don't want to wrap the bottle. You just want everyone to see it.
It looks good on your bar cart. It looks good when you show up with a
Yes.
bottle or 2 of these in your hand. Maybe you're hosting that baby shower or that bridal shower. It looks good when you have this displayed for everyone to make their mimosas or just have on their own.
Right.
I love the subtleness of these flavors, because sometimes a Prosecco could be too sweet. Sometimes it could feel a little syrupy. These are light, these are effervescent. I still have bubbles coming out of mine, and I mean, I poured my first glass at 11 a.m. just to toast to everybody. Right. So this is still like a I topped it off for this presentation, but look at that. That's a lot of bubbles still.
Yes, those are those persistent bubbles that we're talking about. You want that floral aroma with that Prosecco, but then we give you the citrus and green apple on the finish. It's a nice clean finish, but yet you still get those persistent bubbles. And a lot of times I think our customers think that if it's going to be very bubbly, it's going to be acidic. It's going to kind of hurt right here in the back of their jaw. You're going to get like this little pinch, and you don't with these whatsoever. That rosé is gorgeous. Oh, very fruit, very floral forward. It's wonderful. But you get those fresh strawberries, the fresh raspberry notes that kind of come to head with just that kiss of citrus. And then furthermore, you're getting this beautiful ice white. Now, it's traditionally a sparkling white wine. But if you like the sweeter wines, not quite on a Moscato sweet level, but if you like more of like the Riesling wines, this one is very, very reminiscent, in my opinion, to a champagne. So it really kind of gives you that wonderful fruit-forward essence. But then again, that surprise is that it's a pear and melon flavor. But when you first bring it to your nose, you really smell fresh green apple, like you're biting into a juicy green apple.
I don't know if you'll know the answer to this, but like, I've had a lot of ice wines in the past, and that's when the grape like freezes on the vine, and then when you extract it, it's sweeter. Is this not that?
This is that.
It is that, okay.
But furthermore, a lot of people like to actually serve ice white, fun fact, frozen. So you can make, you can make frozen popsicles, put them in a glass, and then you can actually pour a little bit of this over. If you got the 6-bottle assortment, you could do that. A lot of our customers like to actually serve it frozen because it actually pulls more of the sweetness out from that wine.
I wonder, I have that attachment, that shaved ice attachment for my KitchenAid. If I could freeze the ice white in those pucks that you have to use, right? And then do it as a sparkly shaved ice.
I don't see why you can't, but if you do, let me know.
I will. Let's experiment with that. That sounds fun on a hot summer's day, doesn't it?
Right?
Am I a genius? I think so.
I think you might be.
I just think I might be. The champagne made me do it. The Prosecco made me do it. The sparkles got to my head, as they do. I just think this is such a great assortment, something that we don't see all that often, and hopefully we'll see more and more and more because it has been popular. Now you're looking at what the 6-bottle count looks like right there. You get 2 of each sparkling wine. 2 of the ice white, 2 of the rosé, 2 of the Brut Prosecco, which has that DOC designation, which is really important. All of these come from Veneto, Italy, with award-winning winemakers. But because you can have this delivered to you immediately, one of the few things in the show that we can. This is a great opportunity for all of your summer celebrations that are still on the horizon. Maybe it's graduations or sending someone off to college for the first time. Well, they're probably not 21. Maybe they are, I don't know. Maybe it's baby showers, maybe it's engaged. Like there's always a reason to celebrate. I think every day is worth celebrating, to be honest with you. Life is short. Drink some
right?
bubbles.
That's right. Every day is a blessing. Every